Hey guys, YouTube Worm Hunter here. Alright, and now here I am with my Christmas Eve edition of these direct-to-video made-for-TV Christmas movies. And this is going to be a review for Beauty and the Beast, the Enchanted Christmas. So, yeah, this is a one that I really have wanted to really avoid reviewing this because I don't like this film. I mean, I didn't like it as a kid, and I even don't like it now. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, but with like this theme that I'm doing, I figured, oh gosh, as much as I don't like the film, this is probably the right time to review it. So yeah, I decided to include it in these reviews. Oh gosh, and yeah, so yeah, and like I said, just yeah, I don't like this film, and really, just it's not very good. So yeah, especially like if you compare this film to the original Beauty and the Beast, I mean, you can just see like how much of a downgrade this film really is. I mean, just seriously. I mean, of course, like this was one of the like the direct to video animated Disney sequels, and yeah, everybody knows about those. Like how much of a horrible track record that the direct to DVD Disney sequels have. Yeah. And yeah, I guess this is probably like one of the more popular ones, since of course like Beauty and the Beast is like was like such a one of the Disney's biggest films. I guess that's one of the reasons why this was like one of the more popular direct to video Disney sequels. I mean, of course, like there are other popular ones like the Lion King sequels, and I guess like the Aladdin sequels are well, like kind of like well known and stuff like that. Yes, but yeah, this one is probably like one of the more popular ones as well. Yeah, and just this just really is not good. I mean, it just oh gosh, I mean, was this really like the best thing that they could do? I mean, if you I mean, the idea of a Beauty and the Beast Christmas film, it honestly really doesn't sound that bad if you actually think of a Beauty and the Beast Christmas film. I mean, it doesn't really sound like a bad concept, but what they did with it, it just oh man, it just really did not work. Yeah, it just is like a really bad and pretty bland and awkward film. Just yeah, I mean, in the first film, like you did, like the characters were just like so interesting, and yeah, they were just like really entertaining and good characters. And in this one, they're just not. Yeah, just yeah. I mean, the characters in this film, especially like Belle in particular. I mean, Belle was like such an interesting character in the original film, and in this one, she's just like really bland and not interesting, and just she just like really goes from like having like having a lot of emotion to just that's like being very bland and just like all happy all the time and stuff. So yeah, it just really doesn't. So yeah, it just seems like we're watching totally different characters than how we were what we were watching in the original film. I mean, I guess like some can work okay. Like there are still moments where the Beast in this film still does have like an attitude and a temper. So I guess like the Beast overall, like he is still like he still does like get in like he is still like as his character in the original to an extent. But yeah, it just like yeah, he just seems like he's not really even really like the same character that we were watching in the original film. So yeah, yeah, and even like the humor overall, it just is not even really good. I mean, I guess there are like a couple of moments in this film where I was like chuckling, but yeah, it just like it's like I mean, just the first film, just it did have a lot of humor with like characters like Cogsworth and Lumiere and stuff. Just yeah, I mean, they had like some good humor, and here it's just like they were trying their jokes just came across as like forced and phony and just really unfunny. So yeah, just so yeah, this one was just like loaded with real problems. Just the story just seems like really absurd, and I mean, I guess like to this film's credit, it does kind of like explain a little bit more about like the background of the characters and stuff, and it does like introduce like some more characters than there were in the first film. Yeah, and also like like uh, yeah, like I said, it does go a little explain a little more about like the origins of the characters. Like this film, like it does like reveal that when there was like the prince's transformation into the beast and the curse on the whole house, it actually was done on Christmas. And yeah, it shows that like because of that, like the beast really does have a real hatred for Christmas due to like the memories of his transformation actually occurring on Christmas. So I guess that was interesting of them to do. Yeah. Yeah, so it does like I will like give the film credit that it does like at least like go a little more in depth and like does like talk a little more about like the background of the characters and stuff. So yeah, I will give it that, but just the story that it does tell, it just seems like really forced. I mean, especially like since at the end of the original film, like the curse was broken, the spell was broken, and like everybody was like transformed back to normal and stuff. So yeah, and just see that like it's now like pretty much going back and just explain more. It just really seems really forced. I mean, was Beauty and the Beast really like asking for a sequel? I mean, especially like with the first one pretty much like ending really perfectly. Yeah, I mean, was there really any point to really do a sequel? I mean, I guess I can kind of understand why they did a sequel since like the first film really was just such a huge success. I mean, it was nominated for Best Picture, so I mean, I guess I can understand to an extent why they did it. But just yeah, with how the first film ended, it just really doesn't really make much sense to do another one. So yeah, as you can probably see, just yeah, it's loaded with problems really. So yeah, it's really not a very good film. But I guess I really shouldn't be like as like too hard on it because I guess like there are like some good things about it. I guess like the animation and is like just fine. I mean, it does still look pretty good. I mean, of course, it doesn't have the budget of the first film, but but I guess they like did the best that they could do with it to really like with the budget cut, make it like look as good as they could have done to really try to make it look as much as like the original film as they could. Yeah, I mean, especially like yeah, and like I said, I mean, just like it could have been much worse. Like given like the next Beauty and the Beast sequel, like Belle's Magical World, and how horrible that was. I guess like it does make people like kind of appreciate this film a little more, seeing like how much worse it really could have been. So yeah. So yeah, so I guess like to the film's credit, I mean it could have been worse. I mean Belle's Magical World is an example of that, but still just it's still not a very good film. Yeah. So, in this film, you have just about all of the original cast returning to reprise their roles. You still do have uh, Paige O'Hara as Belle and Robbie Benson as the Beast, as well as Jerry Orbach as Lumiere, David Ogden Stiers as Cogsworth, Angela Lansbury as Mrs. Potts. So yeah, just about like everybody from like the original film, those reprise their role, and we do have some like new uh, voice actors providing voices for new characters in this film as well. You do have people like Paul Rubens voicing Piccolo by the name of Fife. Uh, there's a Bernadette Peters as the voice of the castle decorator for the castle, who's like been transformed into like a Christmas angel ornament, and Angelique, Ika, and of course the best thing about this movie, you have Tim Curry as the villain, who who's a Forte, who's a pipe organ. Yeah, he was yeah, a Forte was actually a he was a composer for the yeah, he was a court composer for the musicians in the castle when he was human, and then when like the house was cursed, like when the prince was transformed into a beast, Forte was transformed into a pipe organ. And yeah, Tim Curry as Forte. I mean, he's Tim Curry, of course. He's the best thing about this film. I mean, just yeah, the pipe organ's all CG, and yeah, it looks really really good. Like it's just like phenomenal, really. I mean, yeah, I mean, although admittedly it does look a little strange, like seeing like him as CG while everything else is still hand drawn. So yeah, that is like a little bit strange to see, but yeah, still just the design of the organ is just absolutely amazing. And yeah, I mean, can you imagine like how what this would have looked like if this film was released in theaters? Just how great that would have looked. Yeah, yeah. And Tim Curry is just like really great in the film. I mean, yeah, he is like really intimidating. Just yeah, the music that he like ends up playing in this film as a pipe organ, and yeah, it is like really like it does really like have like a chilling feel to it. Like, I'll put a link in the description of the scene from this movie, like when we first see Forte in this film, and just the music that he plays, and just yeah, even just as he acts in general, he's like can be like pretty intimidating. So yeah. So yeah, Tim Curry really does do like great in this film as Forte. Yeah, and plus yeah, he was like a really while he is not on the level of Gaston from the first film, yeah, he does still do pretty good as the villain that he portrays in this film. Yeah, because yeah, what has happened here is Forte now as a pipe organ, he actually wants to remain as a pipe organ because as he just feels that humanity is overrated and he has more use as a pipe organ. So yeah, yeah, and of course, like in this film, of course, it's still like with the Beast and Belle forming a connection and falling in love. And in this film, like he wants to really just keep the Beast from falling in love with Belle. So yeah, the curse won't be broken and he'll remain a pipe organ. So yeah, so a pretty good motivation right here, and it's a real interesting written concept for him. Yeah, and in this film, he's just like very, very manipulative. Like in the scenes where like the Beast is like just really just yeah, he does have his temper. Or like a Forte was like the Beast's best friend, and in this film he's just like very manipulative on the Beast, just like telling him how like Belle just really doesn't care about how Christmas really does make him feel, and just doing all this stuff to really make Belle just to like make him like just stay away from Belle even more. And then at one point in this movie, he actually just hypnotized the Beast to really just let's keep away from Belle even more and just stop what she's trying to do, because in this film she's just trying to like bring Christmas into the castle, and he just and Forte eventually just ends up brainwashing the Beast into just ruining everything that Belle's trying to do. So yeah, so a very interesting type of character that Forte is in this film. So Tim Curry really is the best thing about this film. Everything else overall, though, yeah, it's just really not very good. I mean, just yeah, not a very good story, bland characters, and just a very just seems like a very forced film, to be honest. So yeah, so I just really don't know what else to say about it. So yeah, it's just not a very good film. I would probably give this, I don't know, like 1.5 stars out of 4, if that. So yeah, so I just really don't know what else to really say about this film. So I guess I'll just skim over the premise of this film, because yeah, there's really not much to talk about. So I'm probably just gonna glance over this really quickly. Yeah. So as the film opens up, it just shows how every everyone in the castle. This is now like it is like this does take place like after the first film. Yeah, everybody is preparing for Christmas. It does show like Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, and Chip are all human again. Yeah, and yeah, and everyone. Well, yeah, Lumiere and Cogsworth were arguing about like who saved Christmas the year before, and then yeah, Mrs. Potts then was telling Chip the story. Worry about like what happened with Christmas last year. This was still like when they were still under the curse. So yeah, they were still like yeah, Lumiere was still the candle, Cogsworth was still the clock, and Mrs. Potts was still a teapot and Chip a cup. Yeah, and they say that this was like the event in this film. It like took place like after like the scene from the first film where the Beast ended up saving Belle from the wolves. Yeah, yeah, and it shows that yeah that this yeah, everyone was still like trying to figure out a way for the Beast and Belle to fall in love with each other, and Christmas is coming up. And Belle was excited about Christmas, but the Beast wasn't happy about it. Yeah. And then it showed then like there was like an ice skating sequence with like Belle trying to teach the Beast how to ice skate. But then it showed then like in a secret door in the west wing of the castle. So like a forte, a pipe organ, and, and then like the Piccolo five were like spying on the Beast and Belle, and uh, yeah, Forte, hey, just like had five. I've just tried to break up the merriment between Belle and the Beast, and he even like had like made Fife believe that he had a written solo for Fife and his opera. Yeah, and so then yeah, Fife then like caused like the Beast and Belle's ice skating to go wrong, and they crash into the snow. Oh, and then yeah, when the Beast got up and saw like his snow print, and then like he just ended up like seeing it just as the shadow of a monster, and yeah, it just enraged him, and then just ended up storming off in a fit of rage. Yeah, yeah. And then yeah, Belle just saw that the Beast really seemed like worse than ever. But Mrs. Potts just told Belle not to lose her heart, and then yeah, Belle then eventually like felt that Christmas may lighten up Beast's mood. So then Belle decided to bring Christmas to the castle, and then she made a present for the Beast, which was a book. Since like Belle, of course, was all for her books, she then gave the Beast a book as a present. And as Christmas was being prepared, here and then they then like yeah, Lumiere then took a Belle to Angelique, the castle decorator, as I said, who's voiced by Bernadette Peters. And yeah, I guess like to the film's credit as well. Like I should give Bernadette Peters a little bit of credit as well because yeah, she does like do a decent enough job in this. I mean, she does of course like get songs in this film. And then yeah, she is of course like an amazing singer. So yeah, I guess she's a positive of this film, even if the songs really are really forgettable. So yeah, but yeah, I guess like Bernadette Peters does decent enough in this film too. Yeah, yeah, and then and yeah, Belle was like trying to convince Angelique to help decorate the castle for Christmas. Where and initially, like Angelique was refusing to do so. Oh, because yeah, she just like was didn't like Christmas either because it just reminds her of like all the misery that it brought. But then eventually, then and yeah, she then reluctantly agreed after like Belle was singing about hope is the greatest gift. Yeah, and then yeah, and as I said before, like it does show that uh Beast and a Forte were like best friends, and then yeah, as the Beast stopped the West Wing, and just yeah, he was just like Forte was then just like really manipulative to the Beast, as I said, and the Beast was just like mumbling that music is the only thing that'll help him forget. And yeah, and yeah, then eventually, like later on, like Fife like overheard like Bill and the others decorating for Christmas, and then he informed Forte about it, and then yeah, the Beast wasn't pleased for it, and he wanted Christmas to be depleted. He did, and yeah, Forte was just like telling the Beast that Bill didn't care about how he felt about Christmas, and it really just like pulled apart their relationship even more. And then like the Beast was just reflecting on his past, about the misery, and yeah, then it had like the sequence with like on like when the Beast was transformed. Like I said, it took place on Christmas Day. So yeah, this film does like, at least like have a scene like actually showing the transformation of him, as opposed to like the original film in the opening where it was just like told through like window glass and stuff. Yeah, and then eventually, then as Belle was in the boiler room, and she insisted the help of the head of the boiler room axe. She was like trying to get a Yule log, and the beast was like just demanding to know what was going on. Yeah, and then yeah, Belle then was just explaining that it was a tradition that one log is chosen, then everyone in the house touches it and makes a Christmas wish. But the beast then just claimed the wishes were stupid and blows at Belle, and yeah, he was just like saying that she has no idea how it is to be a true prisoner, but she did know since like of course she was a prisoner. And then yeah, the beast then just ended up storming out again, and then yeah, Belle just was refusing to give up on the hope for Christmas, and she was just like telling everyone that they would have a Christmas with or without the beast. And then yeah, then she sent the storybook gift to him, and she just placed it right beside the enchanted rose. And then Belle took Chip and Axe with her to try to find a Christmas tree, but yeah, they were searching all the grounds for the Christmas tree, but there were uh no promising ones. And yeah, and and then yeah, then as that was going on, then like Beast ended up finding the gift, Belle's gift to him, but Lumiere just told Beast that he couldn't open it since it wasn't Christmas yet, and he was just explaining that everyone understands how he felt about the holidays, but Lumiere was just explaining to the Beast that giving a gift is another way of saying I care about you, and so then the Beast got in the Christmas mood, and then wanted to have a gift for Belle also. So then he just had Forte compose a song for Belle as a present. And yeah, but then yeah, then eventually then Forte was able to attract Belle to his room, and then he was then just telling her that the tree he is like the Beast's favorite part of Christmas, and she would find a better tree in the Black Forest, which is like the woods outside of the castle grounds. And yeah, then but that would like end up like having Belle end up breaking her promise to the Beast to never leave the castle, but she wanted to make the Beast happy, so she decided to go. Yeah, but Forte also had Five. He told Five to make sure that they don't come back, and so then, yeah, so then Five went to just sabotage them, and then told the Beast was waiting for Belle to so he could play her the song, but yeah, Belle of course like was nowhere to be found, and yeah, Forte was just claiming to the Beast that she's abandoned him. Yeah, and then and yeah, then eventually, then Forte then just ended up brainwashing the Beast, and then just persuaded him to forget about Belle. And then yeah, the Beast raced out, and then the Beast ended up just destroying all the Christmas decorations in the dining room, and then just stormed off to find Belle. And then it showed then Belle then like trying to get a Christmas tree, but then yeah, Fife ended up like a startling Philippe, her horse, and then it like caused a chain reaction that like broke the ice that they were standing on, and Belle was about to drown. But yeah, the beast then arrived, and pulled her out. But of course, like he was in range, and he just took her back to the castle and locked her in the dungeon for breaking the promise. Yeah. But yeah, then the others ended up coming, and they would all agree that they wouldn't need decorations or gifts to celebrate Christmas, and they have each other, and that's the best gift that they could ask for. And then, yeah, then the beast then ended up threatening to destroy the rose. Was was under Forte's influence, but then like the one of the petals ended up falling on Bill's present for him, and then yeah, that ended up like breaking Forte's hypnotic spell, and then yeah, the beast then like opened up the gift and read it. And then he just remembered that there's hope to break the spell, and then he ignored Lord Forte, and then release Belle from the dungeon, and then then the Beast then announced plans to have the best Christmas ever. But then Forte was just enraged at his failed plans, and then he then was just like trying to bring the whole castle down with his music. Heck, it can just like with the rationale that they can't fall in love if they're dead. And then Fife was then just horrified and just found it way too extreme, and he tried to convince Forte to stop, and then he saw that his solo Forte had for him was blank. And then the Beast then was able to get into the room, but he was confounded by Forte's strong music. But then Fife then and had gave the Beast this advice to just rip away Forte's keyboard with the strength, and then he was able to pull away Forte's keyboard and then just smash it down to the ground, and then that had Forte ending up coming crashing down as well and dying. And then it just showed then the Beast lamenting the death of Forte. But then it just showed him like Belle, Beast, and the others then just celebrating the holiday, and then it eventually then like faded back to the actual party. And Mrs. Potts was then just saying it was Belle who saved Christmas, and then it then like showed then Fife that was as the new court composer of the castle. And then showed then the prince and Belle then arriving at the party, and then gave Chip a gift, which was a storybook as well, and then just ended as with everybody celebrating Christmas, and the prince gave Belle a rose as a gift, and that's how it ended. So it's not this is not a very good movie. I mean, it's not a good special, not a good sequel to Beauty and the Beast. And we go from a very great film to just a very bland sequel. So it's really just not worth a watch. So I really can't recommend this. I mean, the stuff with Tim Curry, Tim Curry is really good in this, but he's really all there is. I mean, Bernadette Peters is also like decent enough, but just the main characters in this film really are like very bland, and it just seems like a very serious downgrade compared to the first film. So I don't recommend this film. If you haven't seen it, I just really can't really say that you should watch it, because there's really not really anything to recommend about this film except for Tim Curry. So like I said, around like 1.5 stars out of 4. Alright. So I guess that's all I can really say about it. So this is for my review of Beauty and the Beast: The Enchanted Christmas. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and stay tuned tomorrow on Christmas Day when I will be finishing off these reviews with a Christmas Day edition of the review. So stay tuned for that coming tomorrow. Alright, but I hope you guys enjoyed this review, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.